It is a fact of human nature that society forms itself around strong people, and those who are weak are left behind. Great men throughout history have mastered the art of manipulating people because power and manipulation are two faces of one coin. If one exists, the other will follow it. But if any man desires great power, he should follow a list of principles that keep him obsessed with his goals. I want to become the most powerful man in the world, even if for a second. But this thought has crossed every man's mind, which is natural because as men, we are wired to think that way. Look at our ancestors, they used physical strength to determine who is stronger. But in today's era, rules are changed. People are civilized, so you must have extraordinary skills that make you stand out and be stronger than most men. So in this video, we will talk about 4 ways to make yourself stronger. Ignore the things you cannot have. I know this seems off topic, but let me explain it with an example. We have all read the story of wolf and the grapes. And in that story, when the wolf realizes he cannot reach the grape, it's a waste of time and starts making excuses. Men, don't be the wolf and waste time on things you cannot have. By acknowledging very problem, you give it existence and credibility. Think of it this way, the more attention you pay to an enemy, the stronger you make him. If there is something you truly desire but cannot have, show contempt for it. The less interest you show, the superior you seem. Be a seducer. You must seduce others into wanting to move in your direction. A person you have seduced becomes your loyal pawn, and the way to seduce others is to operate on their individual psychology and weaknesses. Everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. The weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion, or a need to soften up the resistance by working on their emotions and playing on what they hold dear and fear. People build walls to keep you out, never force your way in. You will find only more walls within walls. These are doors in these walls, doors to the heart and mind, and they have tiny keyholes. Peer through the keyhole to find the key that opens the door, and you have access to their will with no ugly signs of forced entry. Be independent, but keep people depending on you. To maintain your independence, you must always be needed and wanted. If they don't need you, they won't respect you. The more you are relied upon, the more freedom you have. Let me make it clearer for you with an example. 2 horses were carrying 2 loads. The front horse went well, but the rear horse was lazy. The men began to pile the rear horse load on the front one. When they had it all, the rear horse found it easy going, and he said it to the front horse, "Toil and sweat. The more you try, the more you have to suffer." When they reached their destination, the owner said, "Why should I fodder 2 horses when I carry all on one? I had better give the one all the food it wants and cut the throat of the other. At least I shall have the hide." And so he did. Recreate yourself. Do not accept the roles that society thrust on you. Recreate yourself by forging a new idea, one that commands attention and never bores the audience. Be the master of your own image rather than letting others define it for you. By doing so, not only your power will get enhanced, but your character will seem larger than life as well. Be formless. Have the ability to change shape at will. Be whatever the moment requires and learn to play many roles. Be scholar among scholars and saint among saints. Take note of the situation and adapt yourself to that of each person you meet. Power is a social game. To learn and master it, You must develop the ability to study and understand people. As the great 17th century thinker Balthasar Garcian wrote, many people spend time studying the properties of animal or herbs. How much more important it would be to study those of people with whom we must live or die. To be a master player, you must also be a master psychologist. You must recognize motivations and see through the cloud of dust and with which people surround their actions. An understanding of people's hidden motives is the single greatest piece of knowledge you can have in acquiring power.